Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Teresa Nicole and this is WillWorkForHeels TV. Welcome to another week in the life of me, a foodie, a teacher, and a lifestyle content creator. So I'm in Tampa, Florida. I'm here with the Florida Fruit and Vegetable Association. So we're here kind of on a press trip. We're going to be visiting a few farms here locally and learning about why we should, as Florida residents, be buying fresh from Florida produce instead of imported produce. We're going to be learning a lot about Florida agriculture, so this should be fun. And then on Wednesday, I'm leaving to head to Philadelphia for a teacher conference. So this should be a week full of fun and education. But let me show you how cute this room is. It's so cute. I'm gonna try to show you all this room. I don't know if my video will do it any justice because there's an overcast outside and it's like really moody lighting in here, but it's so cute. This is the Hampton Inn at the fairgrounds in Tampa, and it's so cute, like cuter than what I was anticipating. Even when I walked into the hotel, they had like a palm tree theme. Super, super cute hotel, but I'm gonna show you guys what I can without pulling out my light. Really cute room. Love the rug. To kick off our tour, we started at Fancy Farms and Market, located in Plant City, Florida. And this is a family farm that has been in the farming industry for 51 years. And if you haven't guessed by now, they specialize in strawberries. However, they do switch out their fruit based on the season. They used to be in Orange Grove, but one of the things that I learned while on this farming tour is that citrus has been on a serious decline in Florida, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But they do have other produce items that they have available on their farm. And they prepared us a dinner that evening that was strawberry inspired. They also gave us delicious strawberry shortcake and strawberry milkshake for dessert. And it was a great way to start off our farm tour of Central Florida. Afterwards, we headed back to the hotel for the evening. The next morning, the first stop on our itinerary was at L&M Family Farms. They started their farming business in 1964, and it is very clear that they have a passion for farming that's rooted in innovation. They are not afraid to use some of the newest in agricultural technology to cultivate their produce. And some of the things that they had on their farm included green bell peppers, one of my favorites, cabbage, squash, just to name a few. And they cultivate and hand harvest their produce with optimum quality, optimum freshness, flavor, and shelf life. They can get their produce on the markets in 24 hours, which I think is amazing. They also said they're heavy on educating and listening to the needs of the consumers, which is very important, especially when we're talking about sustaining the livelihood of the farming business. Next up on the tour was a farm whose products you might have in your fridge right now. Lipman Family Farms has been around for the last 75 years, and they are the largest producer of open field tomatoes in the United States. And they're also the suppliers of tomatoes for McDonald's, Chipotle, and Chick-fil-A. It was a really cool tour. They gave us some really great bites, and they told us some really cool things like you shouldn't put your tomatoes in the fridge. Want to know why? Because it ruins the flavor. The more you know. Next up, we went to the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Science for another really cool part of the tour. So we had a delicious lunch and some mocktails that were prepared by executive chef Justin Timoneri. And when I tell you, you could taste the freshness in this food. It was so fresh and so delicious. He made a blueberry mocktail with lots of fresh fruit, and he also made a caponara that was so incredible. It was delicious. We got to check out some AI that's used in agriculture, which I think is so cool. I'm a science girl, so I was nerding out just a little bit. So this young man here was telling us that he created this machine that is able to check out things that are in the farm and get rid of parasites by releasing a natural predator. So this is good because it lowers the amount of pesticides that are being used because you're introducing a natural predator. And then when we went over to a different part of the farm, this pair here was telling us about how their machine is used to drop just the right amount of fluid for each plant so that you're not over watering or overfeeding the plants. So these are just some examples of how AI is now being used in agriculture. Our last stop for the day was at Zayden, a seed farm that develops new vegetable varietals, of course, taking into consideration consumer demand. They've made things like butterhead lettuce and Campari tomatoes and sweet and seedless peppers. And at the end of the tour, I got to cross-pollinate a tomato plant, aka make a tomato plant baby, and it was the icing on the cake for the day. Next up on the tour was Eco-Grown Citrus, which is a Dundee family farm. And they are known for using CUPS, which stands for Citrus Under Protective Screen. And CUPS has been very instrumental in helping combat citrus greening disease and psyllid vectors that harm citrus plants. So citrus plants have been on the decline for several years now, and so CUPS has been really great in combating that issue. And we also learned that food security is national security. The last stop on our farm tour was at Wish Farms. This is the largest contiguous strawberry farm in the world, and we had so much fun here. We got to get a tour of the processing and packaging facilities, and we learned a lot about blueberries and the strawberries. So the blueberries are not in season right now, but Wish Farms will package blueberries from different farms and ship them out to keep up with consumer demand. And we also got to tour the office space, which is really beautiful. It's such a fun place to work. They have this slide in between some trees. They also have a tree house where they have meetings. And this was a beautiful way to culminate our influencer tour for 2025. I'll be speaking more about this on my blog, so stay tuned for more details about that.
Ay, filling my pocket with legal tender, cost me to be the winner. Fly out before I can see the winner, no more TV dinners. Wake up and roll me a wood in the morning, I heard it go good with the vitamin C. Baby, you don't need no friend for this evening, believe me, you better all ride with me. Slide to the loo in my leisure, but still had to cop me a crib right outside of the D. I let them think what they wanted, cause I got bundles of bread, it ain't bothering me. I've been up late in the lab just in case you was looking, that's where I'ma probably be. Make sure you thought about all of that you saying before you done brought it to me. Brought all my soul to the masses. As soon as I dropped out of classes, I knew it was over. Lately I feel like I'm cashless in poverty. Made me a savage, just weight on my shoulder. Told my little baby the waiting is over. I showed her I'm really the man. All of these rappers be trying to send me they songs, I just told them to send me a band. All of my gon' turn up the function, I'm hitting the stage with that Henny in hand. Boy, you ain't popping until you can fly out the country. I met on my city demands. I do not rock with authority morally, none of them be coming correct. Watch how you treating the one at the bottom tomorrow, he might just be coming to connect. I know that well what I know, I can't speak what I don't. I don't stress how you feel, so I'm gonna do what I want. Know that well what I know, I don't speak what I don't. I can't stress how you feel, so I'm gonna do what I want. I can't fight, I'm over that, that just feel like overkill. Act like I ain't told you that, don't do that, you know the deal. I can't fight, I'm over that, that just feel like overkill. Act like I ain't told you that, don't do that, you know the drill. Ay, filling my pocket with legal tender, cost me to be the winner. Shining so hard.
From the Florida farms to the cold, I'm in Philly and it is freezing. So much so that my eyes are crying. So for the next few days in Philadelphia, I was going to be spending time at the NSTA conference, which stands for National Science Teaching Association. And it was being held at the Philadelphia Convention Center. And this was my first year attending this conference. So I was very excited to see what it was all about. And I'm definitely very excited for the opportunity to be able to go to this. So it was literally a science teacher's paradise. This expo had everything that you could think of that has to do with science and teaching your science class. Doesn't matter what science class you teach. So I was walking around right now before the expo opened just to kind of get an idea of what stations were going to be there for later in the afternoon. So I'm walking around the expo. I don't think it's open just yet because there's nobody here. But I like this because I can kind of look around, see which stations I actually want to come back to this afternoon. And I can do it without there being a whole bunch of people around me. So that's great. But now I need to go find a session to get in. I think they're about to have the opening or general session. Okay, bye. I don't like sitting in the back, so yeah. To the front I go, like all the way.
Good morning.
So after the opening ceremony, where they had the guest speakers and did introductions, they finally opened up the expo, and I went back to the stations that I scouted out that morning when nobody was there. And this was a really cool one. We got to make a butterfly necklace. So if you look in all of these little cups is butterfly food, and we put, I know this might sound crazy for non-science people, but larvae that will grow into a caterpillar, which will then eventually become a butterfly. So I'll have to show you guys in my next vlog how big my larvae has got, or basically my caterpillar. I think she is ready to become a butterfly because she has gotten quite large. But anyways, I continued walking around to different stations, and this part of the expo was really fun. Got to do different activities. I really sucked here. The idea was to get all the way across without hitting the machine, but I hit it like immediately. But anyways, this part was really fun. The anatomage table is something that we have in my classroom already, and so it was just kind of neat seeing some of the features that I never knew it had so that I can take it back to my room. But yeah, expo was fun, and after this I headed to grab me some lunch before coming back for some sessions. The Reading Terminal is right across the street from the convention center, which is perfect because they have so many great food options. Per recommendation, I stopped by the little Thai market and I got a salmon curry bowl, and it was so delicious. And before heading back to the convention center, I stopped by Old City Coffee to get a pistachio iced coffee just for a little afternoon pick-me-up for my next few learning sessions. So my first session was a murder mystery that you can do in a forensics class. So they gave us a scenario and we had to solve the murder mystery. So this is good for when you're teaching blood typing and fingerprinting. And it was really fun. We got to do it as a group. And then later on, I did a heart dissection, which is right up my alley. I love dissections. I do it in my class all the time. Then afterwards, I headed back to my room for the night. And then later, I went to dinner at this restaurant called Grandma's Philly, which is a Thai restaurant again. Of course, I looked up some restaurants that were nearby, and this one looked pretty interesting. These were some chicken curry puffs, which were incredible. I guess I was just on a curry kick because this is the second time that they having curry. And then I got some pork stir fry, which was super spicy but very good. The next day, I went back to the convention center for another dissection. And like I said before, dissections are my thing, but there were like hundreds of different sessions that you can choose. But I chose this one because I'm going to be doing this particular dissection in my class actually in a few weeks. It's a autopsy of a pig. And this is just to learn about the entire body systems. We've been talking about each of them individually since the beginning of the year. So I like doing this dissection because it gives them a great visual of the entire body. So I am walking to Primark. I thought that was a European store only. I went to one in London, but they have one here in Philly. So I'm gonna go check them out. I'm on my lunch break, but yeah, I'm excited. After Primark, I headed back to the convention center for the new members of NSTA's Mixer. There we got to enjoy some small bites and mingle with one another. And then I went to one more learning session that afternoon before heading out. After I left, I went back to the Reading Terminal because I really wanted to check out Ma Lessie's. This is a new Black-owned soul food restaurant, and it's just one of 6 Black-owned businesses inside of the entire terminal, so I definitely wanted to support and try some of the food. They have a really cute setup for dining in. And then afterwards, I took my food to go, went back to my hotel. I also grabbed this ginger juice from another Black-owned business that was inside of the terminal. And then after I ate, I decided to take a walk down to the flagship Anthropologie. So this beautiful store is located in the Rittenhouse area, and it used to be the home of Sarah Drexel Fell, who was the daughter of Anthony Drexel, the founder of Drexel University. And it was built in the 1800s, and it's now an Anthropologie. It has 4 floors of shopping, so for clothes, home decor, different things that you can buy inside of the store, but it has some of its original features, like the ceiling that has paintings of Italian princes. They also have a Tiffany's stained glass dome ceiling. But of course, all of the things that we love about Anthropologie is still there. So of course, while I was in Philly, I had to stop by and see it with my own 2 eyes. And so that's what I did. I did grab a couple of things, but not too much because I didn't have very much space in my luggage. When I got back to my hotel, I decided to stop by the bar for a nightcap. I had the nicest bartender, and I asked him to make me a mocktail margarita, since you guys know I'm not drinking alcohol right now. And he did, and it was delicious. And there were a lot of other teachers who were sitting up there, so it was a great time and a great way to end my night. Hey guys, so I feel like I haven't spoken to you since I've been here, and now I'm getting ready to leave, but Hilton, the Canopy by Hilton, super cute hotel in Philly. It is located like very central to downtown, so it's in walking distance of a lot of things like the Reading Terminal, the convention center, a lot of shopping and eateries. So really good location. I thought it was Basquiat inspired, but I spoke to one of the ladies at the front counter, and she said that Basquiat is just one of the artists that they feature in this hotel, and there's like 4 others, but really cute hotel. It has like a hip-hop feel, you know, the art, as you guys have probably already seen in the video. So yeah, I really enjoyed staying at this hotel, so put it on your list if you're coming to Philly. And now I'm about to call my Uber so I can get to the airport. But yes, I'm looking out the window, and the location of this hotel is perfect to everything in downtown. I was like 2 minutes walking distance to the convention center, and like 3 or 4 minutes to the Reading Terminal. I'll show you guys in a minute, but everything was great. I wish I had a little more time in Philly because there's so much to do here. And I wanted to go to the South, I think it's called South Jazz Restaurant, but they would not accept a 1-person reservation, which really sucked. But it's time to get home. I gotta go to work next week. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. The farm tour was awesome. This conference in Philly was amazing, and I am just super grateful for all of these unique opportunities. And thank you guys for watching this video. If you saw something today you enjoyed, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, a comment, a share, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Toodles!